Ah, contract marriages. Ever dreamed that you would end up marrying the head of a billion-dollar conglomerate? Well, that's pretty much Shin Hari's nightmare.
Welcome to the KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim.
That's Ashley.
That's Kim. We're here to recap and relive our favorite moments of Business Proposal with you, our listeners.
And we are going to jump right in. So this is your one and only warning. Spoilers ahead. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go and watch the episode and then meet us back here so we can talk about it together. So without further ado, Business Proposal, Episode 1.
Welcome to the KDrama Show. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Kim.
We're here to unpack your all-time favorite Korean dramas and chat about all the reasons that we find these shows so charming.
And so addictive. And we know you do too, so settle in with some ramen and a boba tea while we dive into the KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim.
If you want to check out the Ashley Tea, it is on Instagram at the KDrama Show. Please give us a like, give us a follow, check out all of our content on YouTube as well. And at some point, when I get myself a little bit better together, I'll have a list of people to do shout-outs for because I have nobody written down today.
But know that we love you. Okay, it is officially season 5.
We did it.
Wow.
And a new year.
And a new year. We have celebrated our 1-year anniversary and we're entering into season 5. It's been crazy.
What happened?
Anyway, with the new season, we're once again going to change things up just a little bit. We will continue doing our episodic reviews. However, we are now going to also be doing more condensed, more consolidated reviews of full shows, split into maybe 1 or 2 parts. That way we can get through more material faster because there's just so many shows that we want to share with you guys.
And we watch way more than we talk about.
Yes. And we're just really excited to share them with you. So hopefully this will be a new format that you enjoy. But if you still love the episodic, don't worry. We're going to continue that part as well. Keep suggesting ideas to us. We like to hear what you want to hear.
This was our first request also.
It was.
Like, what show should we do? Business Proposal was the first ever request that we had. So
it took us a little bit to get unburied from our own ideas.
Our own list.
Our own list of what we wanted to do. But we're super excited to be reviewing the show because we both enjoy it a lot. This was requested by Tempura Sparkle on Apple Pods, so shout out to Tempura Sparkle. Thanks for listening. Business Proposal was aired on SBS TV in 2022. It's based on the web novel The Office Blind Date, which was created by Haehwa and illustrated by Nadak. Haehwa told the Korean Herald, I never imagined my webtoon being read in different languages by readers around the world. And Nadak, the illustrator, was quoted saying, though I don't have a specific reference when designing a character, I enjoy looking at 2D illustrations, comics, images of models, and actors. And actor Sol Ina was definitely a webtoon character coming to life. The webtoon has been viewed over 450 million times. But the story was adapted for TV by Han Sol-hee and Hong Bo-hee and directed by Park Sun-ho, who is known for his work on Suspicious Partner and My Fantastic Funeral. But the show stars Ahn Hyo-sup as Kang Tae-moo.
Yes, he is in shows such as Abyss. That's the first show I ever saw him in. Dr. Romantic 2 and Dr. Romantic 3, A Time Called You. Those are not all of his. I just do the
some
ones
of his
that
more
are
recent,
more recent,
notable.
and I know for a fact that Abyss and A Time Called You are on Netflix.
Yes.
And Dr. Romantic should be on Hulu. It's also on Viki. Okay. So
Continue.
Okay, so then we have Kim Se-jong, who plays Shin Hari, who's the other lead. She is in The Uncanny Counter, School 2017, and the newest one is called Brewing Love. Ooh. That is on Viki.
Okay.
She's also a former member of the girl group IOI. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. And she's a member of Gugadan and the subgroup of Gugadan's Semina.
Okay.
So it's 3 girls, I guess. Then we have Kim Min-ki, who he is in Because This Is My First Life, Backstreet Rookie, Queen, Love and War, Snowdrop, and Heavenly Idol.
He's in Snowdrop.
He's in Snowdrop.
Okay.
And then we have Sol Na, She is in Twinkling Watermelon, School 2017, Celebrity, and Mr. Queen. And then
she's also in Dobongsoon. Strong Woman.
She is in
Dobongsoon.
Strong Woman Dobongsoon.
Yeah.
And then we have Yi Do-kwa, who's in... I only did 2 because he has a very extensive list, but he's also in Welcome to Waikiki and Suspicious Partner.
So there you go.
There you go. There's some extra shows. I've seen most of them.
I
go watch them.
know of most of them. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I don't have a whole lot of free time these days. I wish I did. Anyway,
So
it's
sad.
fine. It's fine. All right. Well, episode 1, business proposal, and these aren't named, which was kind of sad to me. So
Do we need to find the webtoon and just see if...
usually those aren't named either.
No?
It's
I'm
usually
not
just 1, 2, 3, or whatever.
That's literally what this one is.
It is,
1,
yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah. So topic 1 is called All Work, No Play. We open in an airport, and the airport is real, but we have the webtoon character, male lead, superimposed over it, and he's walking through. I thought this was so clever and such a nice homage to the source material.
Absolutely.
I wish that more shows would make it obvious that they're taking it from like a webtoon.
Right.
He bumps into a stranger, and he's now his, real self, who is very upset until she sees how attractive he is. And when he, blah, 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 blah. Sorry. When she starts to get worked up again, because he's kind of blowing her off, she hears another man's voice, and she turns and sees another extremely attractive man. And she's just kind of left stunned. But wow, I am so out of practice. Taemu is looking at an advertisement.
Do we need to do a quick PSA? We haven't done this for about a month. We're a little...
As you can tell.
We'll be slap happy.
But Taemu is very upset about an advert that he sees in the airport, and he instructs his secretary to reprimand whoever was in charge of it. But then we see we're at a kitchen at a company called Go Food, and we meet our female lead, Shinhari, and she is a product developer at the company who smells of mackerel, apparently. The whole company...
Strongly.
Yeah, very strongly. But the whole company is gathered for a meeting of some kind, and apparently they're expecting They're expecting a speech from President Kang Tae-moon, and the rumor mill is just churning out things, particularly about how hardworking and good-looking he is. But the announcement is made that the president has arrived, and in walks Secretary Cha Sung-hoon to deliver his inaugural speech. And he says, "Thank you to everyone who arranged today's ceremony, even though I clearly told you I didn't want one. I hope going forward we will meet for business matters, not for such impractical and ceremonial events. I will introduce myself soon. Thank you." And you can see his grandfather sitting in the front row, looking ready to fire his own grandson on his first day.
Oh, he is. We're done.
He was not impressed.
Very.
But then we cut to a golf course in the middle of the night, and we see that President Kang has only shirked his duties in order to confront his uncle, who is acting corruptly in a way that directly affects the company. And he says to him, "I heard you've been working hard, taking bribes and selling secrets." Whoops.
Yikes.
But Taemu warns his uncle that the chairman may have turned a blind eye to his behavior, but Taemu is not going to be so gracious. That brings us into topic 2, which is called surprises.
Cut to Shinhari, and she's in her office with her coworkers, and the plan is that they're going to go out for her birthday. And she manages to get out of having to go with everyone to go see her very good guy friend, who she also has a very large crush on, Minwoo. And as she's on her way there, her best friend, Youngso, calls her, and they discuss that there was a necklace that they had found at his restaurant, and maybe it's her birthday present? Are we moving from friends to romance here?
From the friendship train to the boyfriend express.
That sounds like a conversation you and I would have.
No. Really, though.
But then we cut to Taemoon, who has arrived back at the company and is met with his grandfather in the elevator. And as they're walking to his office, his grandfather wants to know why, 1, he didn't show up to the event like he was told to. 2, why can't you just take a day off when you just got back from being abroad? And 3, what, do you think you're a big shot now?
Yeah, kind of.
Yes, actually I do, because everything I've touched has turned to gold. And he goes, okay, fine, I have a new project for you. Your new project is to get married. To which Taemu is very against. He's insisting that he's too young and he's too busy and has zero interest. And his grandfather lets him know, well, I've already arranged for 20 blind dates of the top elites, and you're going to go and you're going to see who you spark with. And then his phone alarm goes off, and it is time for his favorite drama, Be Strong, Gumhee. Am I saying that right?
Gumhee?
Gumhee? Hui?
Gum like gold. Hui.
Gumhui. Okay.
Yeah. Like cool whip.
Cool whip.
Say cool. Cool. Say whip. Whip. Say cool whip. Cool whip.
Cool whip.
Anyway.
Flashback right there.
I think that it's so funny to me how they paint this picture of the grandfather just being really kind of irresponsible. He's so willing to just like overlook all of these things that are they're very problematic within the company. And he's like, this is a well-oiled machine. You're being nitpicky. Go get married. Priorities, man. It's fine.
Yes.
Only your source of income and the livelihood of thousands of people. Anyway, topic 3 is called Letdown. Hadi has arrived at Minu's restaurant, and it is dark inside, aside from Minu across the room, and he is holding a heart cake. And she hears Youngso's voice in her head, and you know, it shows her, like, whispering into her ear, hurry and hug him. And Hadi, she sees fireworks. She is, like, going, and she's sprinting across the room. She has this big old smile on her face, and then as she gets closer, she realizes that the name on the cake is someone else's.
It's not hers.
It is for someone else's confession. And she tries to, like, pump the brakes, but it's way too late, and she is wearing the cake at that point. But as the pair are cleaning up in the kitchen, Minu gives Hadi tickets to a concert, and he suggests that she find a man to take her and not just settle for Youngso. Ouch, yeah. But the chairman back at the company is scolding Taemu for eating instant foods on his first night back, right? Because he's sampling the different products.
Right.
But he tells Taemu that it would be nice if he could have a meal with his wife and his children if he would just find a woman. But Taemu is very firm on his stance, and when the chairman asks if Taemu and Secretary Cha are dating, Secretary Cha says, I'm not gay, and even if I liked men, President Kang is not my style. And Taemu kind of looks at him almost offended, like, how dare you?
Like, what is wrong with me?
I am of good pedigree.
I am a catch.
But Taemu just tells the chairman to just worry about his dramas and leave him alone, who he then kind of starts to complain of, like, feeling faint, having pain in his chest. But that brings us to topic 4, which is called tempers.
So we are at a chicken restaurant, which happens to be run by Hadi's parents, and she is back and she's helping them. There's a party that's going on, and she gets asked why she's working on her birthday after trying to tell her mom, no, this is how you're supposed to cook the chicken, and her mom gets very annoyed of like, can you please just leave? Like, this, I do this every day. Please go. But then we cut to Chairman Kang, and he is in the hospital, and he is jabbing his doctor to tell his grandson, I need my stress level taken care of, and you are the cause of my stress. If you would just do what I told you to do, my stress level would go down because all my organs are going to start failing. And Taemu is not having any of it and says, you know what, just get a physical while you're here, and leaves. When we cut back to the restaurant, and the party is gone, everybody's cleaning up, and Hadi's doing the math of, with all the coupons and the discounts of like, well, what was the point of even having this party? Like, you guys don't know how to run a business. And we hear arguing outside, and it is her brother confronting another shop owner because he always leaves his compost bin in front of their place. And they know that it's his because they find fish bones in it, and they only sell chicken. And as the argument goes on, it ends with Hadi pushing the bucket back into the shop owner and him falling over, breaking his sign, and also sounding like maybe cracking a bone.
Yeah.
Or a few. And we have her mom, as they all get back to the top, scolding the whole family for their temper, as she is the one throwing things and smacking people on the back. Saying, it's enough that your brother got in a fight. Why did you have to involve yourself? To which Hari goes, you realize I got my temper from you, right? Like mother, like daughter. And her mom smacks her in the back again, and Hari gets very upset, saying, this is wrong. I don't deserve to be hit. This is my birthday. And she storms off, to which her mom yells at her, saying, I made you seaweed soup. That should be enough. And just her dad in the background going, you didn't make any soup. You should probably just stop talking.
That was so sad.
Terrible way to end your birthday.
I know. Awful.
Rude.
And like, I get you're busy, but like, be a mom.
Stop screaming at everyone.
Yeah.
Please.
But topic 5 is called Compromises. It is the next day, and the chairman has returned home, and Taemu joins him for breakfast, stating that he's going to fire Mr. Park that day, and he was just giving him fair warning. He's abused the employees, using them for personal reasons. He built a house on company land. And the chairman protests, saying, well, he's an old friend, you have to take care of your own. And Taemu's like, okay, we'll take care of him on your dollar, and not the company's.
Mm-hmm.
And the chairman agrees, but in return, Taemu must go on the 20 blind dates that he has arranged for him.
Bummer.
20 is a lot.
That is way too many.
That is a lot of your life.
You know that it's not going to be
no one compatible.
One day and then the next day.
Yeah, that's just too much. But we see Hari. She is in the lobby trying to figure out how to cover various expenses. Just the financial situation is not awesome right now. But up in the office, we see Kevin announce to the office that Mr. Park was indeed fired that day. And later at lunch with Young-seo, Hari shares her woes of the birthday surprise that went awry at Minu's restaurant when Young-seo gets a call from her father letting her know about an upcoming blind date. Young-seo laments the idea of an arranged marriage as she dreams of true love. And she tells Hari that she needs her help once again and swears that it will be the last time she has to act possessed. But we get a flashback of Hari acting like a ghost on blind dates as Young-seo. So she would go
in place of her friend.
In place of her friend, yes, and act like a psycho. But she, takes this pouch and is throwing herbs at the guy and telling him that there's this vengeful spirit that's following him around, and she kind of points across the way. And then we see, this grudge-looking woman come out of the bushes, and he faints. We realize it's Young-seo.
Mm-hmm.
But Hari just straight refuses until Young-seo tells her that she will pay her. She'll compensate her for her time. That brings us into topic 6, which is called The Date.
So Taemu's in the office, and he's going through what has to be done when Seong-hoon comes up and tells him there is a change in your schedule. You are going on a date tonight. Also, I really hope that you do find someone. It would be nice for you to find somebody, especially in the first 10, because otherwise you're traveling to Japan and Switzerland for at least 2 of the dates, and I'd really like to not stress about your schedule so much. Not that I'm stressed out or anything.
But I am.
But please, I'm begging you. To which Taemu agrees that, maybe getting married wouldn't be such a bad idea. Basically get away from his grandfather trying to shove this down his throat constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut to Young-seo, and she is taking Hari shopping for the blind date. Because, you gotta help your friend out if she's going to play your part. But then we get the best outfit montage.
It's so good.
It's so good, because we're just pointing...
It's so Cinderella and Fairy Godmother. I love it.
It's so fun. I wish that was real.
It would save me so much time in the morning.
I know. So Hari shows up. She walks in. She looks fabulous. She's had her hair done, makeup done, really cute outfit. And everybody is, watching her. She walks in. They're just like, what are you doing? And then Taemu arrives, and she just looks at him like, wow, dude, you're really, really cute. Not cute, you're hot. That's and so he sits down, and they exchange cards, because she's just like, I have to play this part. I have to be super rude. I have to find any way that I can to
Be obnoxious.
make him, like, turn him off from the idea of ever seeing Young-soo again. And so she takes his card and realizes that it is, in fact, the CEO of her company. And goes, well, better get this done and over with. So she takes off her jacket, because no guy wants to have anybody who shows off skin. And he's like, aren't you cold? And she's like, no, I'm fine. He goes, you're covered in goosebumps. Oh, I get covered in goosebumps sometimes. It's okay. Then she acts a little bit crazy with her shoes, with her purse, calls them her babies. And he's, like, not even paying attention. He, like, has, like, a text from work.
Yeah.
He's completely unfazed. She then introduces him to Samantha and Rachel. $10 million right there, or 10 million won. Again, he's just like, okay.
He does finally sputter a little bit with that one.
But he is not running for the hills to be like,
No.
yeah, he's taking a drink and he's just going, oh, okay, well.
We went there.
I'm going to put that down. And then she pulls the ultimate card and says, do you want to go get a room?
Mm-hmm.
And as she's sitting there, her foot is shaking real bad. And so he calls her bluff and is like, all right, let's go.
But that brings us into topic 7, which is called Get a Room. As they are in the lobby heading up to the room, Hadi stops, kind of fearful of what's going to happen if they go upstairs. And also maybe having some impure thoughts about what might happen if they go upstairs because he's so good looking. She makes a break for it and unfortunately bumps into somebody in the lobby. And this woman grabs her by the hair very aggressively. Like, she just, like...
I will rip this out.
Yeah, exactly. And says that she's Minchik's girlfriend. Hadi is stuck, but Taemu returns and rescues her. But this woman is accusing her of sleeping around with multiple men at the same time. And she actually shows Hadi a picture of her likeness. It's not the same person, but going up to a room with that woman's boyfriend. And she's like, yeah, but a lot of people dress that way. You can't prove that it's me. And she's trying to save face in this moment because this is Hadi. This is not the persona of Young-soo right now because she's just so thrown off. But then she's trying to, like, pull it back in and be like, oh, yeah, I'm just a floozy and I sleep around with other people's boyfriends. And the woman goes to, like, hit her again, but Taemu stops her, saying, get your boyfriend under control. It takes 2 people to cheat. True.
Very true.
But Hadi then takes that opportunity to escape the date again by saying that she's okay with sleeping around, and the woman catches her act because they're back out front now. And so Hadi goes to run away, and she almost gets run over by Secretary Cha, and the scorned girlfriend is just hot on her heels the whole way down the street to the taxi cabs. But they're in the car ride home, and Taemu, he takes a call from the chairman who tells him to schedule the next date. And Taemu tells him that he plans to marry Jin Young-soo, and additional dates are not necessary. But we see Young-soo is eating later that night with Hadi after the botched date. And the two are kind of gloating over what a good job Hadi did of turning off Taemu, to not contact her again. But they go to a noraebang and they dance the night away. And these two actually have incredible voices in real life. I know you sent me the one video of her playing guitar, or maybe I sent it to you.
You sent it to me, yeah.
And then the actress who plays Hadi, she
debuted in a K-pop group, but she's such a good singer.
But Young-soo goes to take the call, and Hadi is just, like, killing it in the noraebang, and then she gets a perfect score on her song, and she's, like, mad celebrating it. And then Young-soo wanders back in looking dead on the inside. And she's like, what did you do on that date? You told me it went poorly. Why am I being promised to a man by my father right now? And that brings us to topic 8, which is called Close Call.
Well, as Young-soo was asking that question, so is Secretary Cha.
So confused.
What happened? And Taemu tells him, you know what, I don't believe in things like love or wasting my time on dates. It's, that's honestly worse. But I like Miss Jin because she's very open and straightforward. Unusual. Then we cut to Hari's home, and her parents and brother are folding boxes. And she comes in, she's kind of gloating a little bit because she's now paid off the hospital bill from the night before, pushing the other guy down.
Yeah.
But they get into a little bit of an argument, and Hari just storms off to her room. Young-seo calls Hari and says, you know what, I am now hiding out because my dad wants the families to meet. And I'm not going home. I'm not going to be forced into this. And Hari also starts to panic because this is her boss. And what if I happen to what if I run into him? Like, that's going to be a bad thing. And Young-seo tells her it's going to be almost non-existent. First thing next morning, she meets him on the elevator. And as she...
Oh, wait, sorry. We're in topic 9, which is called Meet Cute.
Meet Cute! Sorry.
But yes, it is the next day at work, and Hari is trying to catch an elevator. And of course, the one that she chooses is carrying Taemu, the chairman, and Secretary Cha. And the chairman tells her just to go ahead and join them in the elevator. But the 3 men are arguing about Taemu's decision to get married when they reach Hari's floor, and she rushes off to make her escape, but drops her badge in the act. And so Taemu... he calls her by name because he sees the name on the badge, and he's like, Shinhari. And she's just like, ooh, he knows. And he returns her badge to her. But Taemu is mulling over this name. He's like, Shinhari, I know this from somewhere. And then he finally recalls that she made a particular product for the company that was actually quite successful. But they're up in Taemu's office now, and the chairman is congratulating him on his upcoming marriage. And Secretary Cha looks like he has an ulcer. But Secretary Cha and the chairman are out in the hallway now, and they're kind of discussing the whole situation, and the chairman's...
Can I throw this in real fast?
Yeah.
Before they're talking? So his grandpa is super excited, and like, you're going to get married. But wait, are you sure she wants to marry you? And Taemu's like, well, why would anybody say no to this? Like, I am perfection. And in parentheses... I have, okay, they're Young-joon.
Yeah, seriously.
And then I have, Seung-hoon is completely mortified by these two.
Yeah.
Because his grandfather's like, yeah, you're right, you are perfection. Like, stop.
You're just exactly like me, obviously. That's so funny, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, anyway, they're talking in the hall.
But yes, they're talking in the hall, and... the chairman is kind of talking to Secretary Cha about how Taemu had lost his parents at a very tender age. And really, truly, his wish for Taemu is just to finally have a family of his own. And he tells Secretary Cha that he should think about doing the same. And it's not like a
Oh, you should do it too.
It was very sweet. It was almost like a father-son sort of, I want you to have that as much as I want him to have it. Yeah. It was very sweet. But Young-seo is in a convenience store when a little girl trips and marks up her nice white slacks with a permanent marker, which, why?
Anyway.
It's fine. But she is a little frustrated at first, as you would be, but she gets down on this kid's level, and she says that she shouldn't run around with things like that. And then she takes the marker, and she makes the little line into a flower on her pant leg. And she says, guess what this is? And the little kid says, poop.
Rude.
But the whole thing is observed by Secretary Cha, who had wandered into this same convenience store. And as Young-seo is walking out of the convenience store, she realizes that she'd left behind her wallet and keys on the counter, so she turns around and goes back to get it. But as she does this, she bumps into Secretary Cha, and it is love at first sight. And she, sees herself frolicking through a field of flowers in the middle of downtown Seoul.
Yes, she does.
It's adorable.
He's so freaking beautiful.
He really is.
He is.
He's quite good looking. Dare I say, maybe a little bit better looking than our male lead. I'm sorry.
There's some severe second lead syndrome from both of us. He is such an amazing character, as we will get into.
They would compete, in my mind, with the Sunny and Reaper second lead love.
Absolutely.
So, I don't have second lead syndrome in the sense that I want her to be with the second lead. I have second lead syndrome in the sense that I like their arc more than I like the main arc.
Yeah, I would agree. Anyway, moving on.
Topic 10, a business proposal.
So Young-so gets a call from President Kang, from Taemu, and he's asking her to meet. And so Young-so asks Hadi to cover for her one more time. Like, just tell him you never want to see him again, that I have no interest in being married. And Hadi just very, very reluctantly agrees and shows up. But she's panicking a little bit because it is near Minwoo's restaurant, her friend. And Taemu walks up, and he's been trying to call her, but that's obviously not her number. And so he takes her phone, puts his number in, and says, she gets upset, like, I didn't say that you could have my number. And he goes, well, we're getting married, so I kind of need your number.
So there, fiance.
And she goes, no. And he goes, then why did you go on the blind date? Like, that implied you wanted to get married. She goes, I was forced into this. I have no interest in getting married to someone I've only ever met once. And she storms off. Rightfully so, because she's not who she's, playing to be. Yeah. So it's going to be a problem. And he follows her and tells her that he's been all over the world and she's the one that he wants to marry. Take the chance to get to know me. I'll take you on 10 dates and, you won't want to meet anybody else. I'm good at many things. And she takes that as a very inappropriate comment, and she falls back on the stairs because she's trying to get away, and he catches her and pulls her, from cracking her head open. And says, I'm just good to people. Like, I'm good to women. And she says, you know what? No. I hope we never see each other again. And quickly leaves the building. She makes it outside to cross the street and sees that Minwoo is starting to walk her way. And bends down and goes, crap, 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 crap. He cannot see me like this. And sees a car pull up, jumps in.
Which, that's super risky.
Yes, obviously, because she jumps into Taemu's car. Whoops. Face to face. End of episode.
Character of the hour.
I don't know that I want to do characters of the hour. I think I just want to do, like, fun scenes from the episode. Because we love our four.
Yeah, this is a hard show to, like, really...
Yeah.
But did any of them have a standout moment? I'll go first. Mine was the chairman. You know I'm going to ask the question. It's been 4 seasons.
I know, but this is just... it's a hard show to do it with.
It is. Mine was the chairman, because even though he's a little bit pushy, he comes from a place of love. And he truly just wants his grandson to know the love of family.
Yeah.
Because he was deprived of that as a child. So I think he just is really genuine in that sense.
I think Secretary Cha in this episode, just because he covers for Taemu. I mean, that's his job. But, like, even when it comes to his grandpa, he
has loyalty.
He is loyalty to Taemu. And there's obvious affection for the chairman as well.
Right.
But that is his best friend. So, like, the comment of, like, what are you two together? And they're just like...
How dare you?
Are you kidding me? With this fool? Like... Step off, please.
Yeah, it's not even that he insinuated they might be gay. It's that he insinuated they would be with the other.
Like, you're always together.
Yeah.
And he's just like... No, I'm good. Like, have you seen him? Like, he's kind of insane.
Yeah. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. It's just a fun show.
It is a fun show. I think this is probably one of the most, happy-go-lucky shows that we've done.
Ever.
Yeah.
Because it just is.
Yeah, it's not meant to be any kind of thought-provoking,
Well, and it's a fun because obviously we've seen this one before. Maybe more than once.
I think I've seen it. This might be my third watch.
Yeah, it might be my third or fourth. But, it's just a fun show. It's a good beginner show as well. Mm-hmm. If you ever want to, dip your toe into K-dramas, this is a perfect show to start with.
Yeah.
You have great characters. Their arcs are all fun. It's nothing, emotionally traumatizing like any of our other shows that we've covered.
I freaking love Young-so.
She's so
her
good.
Brand of humor in this show
is
so just it just hits with me every single time. It lands with me every single time. Which is funny because the very first show that I ever saw this actress in was Strong Woman Dobongsoon.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not, I mean, she's just like kind of like an angry ex-girlfriend that whole time.
Who also has feelings for
the
brother.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh yeah. Like, she's kind of just a meh character in that
She
show.
kind of is.
I mean,
she serves a purpose, but
Right.
it's just, she's not likable, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas Youngso is just so extremely likable. You're like, I want a best friend like her who's
Yes.
just like out there and pulls me into crazy antics
Mm-hmm.
and has a lot of money to like buy me
Yeah. Where she goes
designer
in and just goes,
bags.
black card.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The only way I get a black card is if I take the permanent marker and color it.
I am looking for someone who would want to give me a black card. Hi.
I would if I could. It's all in the it's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah, but I also want to buy things.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I can take you to Dollar General later. Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree.
Anyway, that was episode 1. Make sure you stick with us. We are going to be covering Dr. Slump next. That will be our consolidated show.
Yep.
So we're super excited to share that with you. I actually have not finished it at the time of recording. I've watched the first half of it. You finished it, though.
I finished it pretty quickly. But then, like, I think I took a break because we were ramping up with season 3 and season 4 at the same time. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't have time to... I mean, I probably could have time, but...
Because
like,
we started watching it when it first released.
yeah. Like, week of or
Yeah.
pretty close
like
to.
it was releasing on Netflix every week, like 2 episodes every weekend or something like that.
Right.
Which I think is why it kind of fell off of my radar for a little bit, but it was a good show.
It's
I mean,
very, very good.
I love Park Hyung-sik, anything that he's in.
Yeah.
And also, is it Shinhye?
Shinhye, yeah.
She's
also
so good.
She is phenomenal. She's phenomenal in that show
And
as well.
she is held her own against some pretty big actors in the game, like Lee Min-ho. And she was also in Memories of the Alhambra. Have you seen that one?
I've seen like half of it. It's a
kinda
harder
depressing.
show. Yeah, it's a hard show to...
But it's a very like compelling watch. So
It's very, very interesting. Just...
you kind of have to be more into like the video game world to really appreciate some of the plot. But anyway, we're rambling now.
We are rambling.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Like what you're hearing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any new episodes. We'd love to connect with you on our Instagram at The KDrama Show. For more behind-the-scenes content, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Links are in the show notes. Thanks for hanging out with us on The KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim, and we'll see you next time.